So today I wanted to do a tutorial of a sort. I've been asked sometimes now how I color skin and such. So I figured that I would show you how I color with Copics. It may not be the right way to do it, or it may be different from other big artists how they do it, but I find this way that I do it most suitable for me, so that's kind of why I picked that way. I'm gonna color her skin, her hair, and her eyes. She has one Tina. Sorry. Yeah, her eye. And in order to do that, before you even start drawing, you have to consider your character, what sort of hair you want them to have, what sort of skin. You have to, you have to think, what is it that I want to do with this character? This character was originally a test I did for G-Pens. So I just transferred over to a bleed-proof marker paper to show you guys how I color. Yeah. So first of all, when you have your character, before you even start drawing, you have to consider where your light source come from. And you have probably, if you have watched other tutorials, you've heard this tons of time, but it's really important to consider that, because it tells you where to lie your shadows and such. And you have to consider this even before coloring it, because it's important to weight your lines as well, or your lines will become dull. As you can see, I have weighted the lines mostly here and here, which means my shadowing is coming from this side, which means my light source is coming from this side, meaning this way. So I need to consider where I want to put the shadows in order for it to seem that the light is coming this way from. When you have considered that, you have to think, what sort of skin do you want to? And for that I recommend to fill out one of these. These are free to get at the American website for Copics. I'm sorry about all the dog hairs. Anyway, it's really usable because you can see all the colors and you can get an overview of the tones too. Another thing, if you're not familiar with Copics and the color, it can be a good idea to pick a blank piece of paper and try out some color schemes to see what fits you. I'm very familiar with Copics, so I know exactly what colors I prefer. So, as for my colored Copics, I'm gonna go on vacation soon, so I have all my Copics stacked so I can pick them with me. So yeah, I usually like to use E00. I actually just changed the nib on this, so it's a completely fresh nib. Yay! But that's too dark for a base, and I want her to be peachy. So without going too light, if I can spot it, there we go, I'm gonna pick E000. So these two so far. I like to pick at least three colors, sorry, because the deeper the skin is, the better. Though you don't have to pick like a mountain of colors, because that can be pretty bad too. Anyway, I like these three together, and I usually go with E21 too, but with the skin I want her to have, I think it's gonna be too yellow for that. Let me see what I mean. you can see here, this is E00, the one that I pick. I'm gonna do this so you can see it. I'm using sunlight as my source, so the shadow I created like this, because the light is from here. See, this is a good way to learn to observe people. Please observe your world, because that's the best way to learn. Anyway, that will be my base. This will be my first shadowing. And this will be my third shadowing. As you can see, E21 is quite yellow for the tones that I'm going with. So I'm actually thinking lately I have liked to use this cool tone as a shadow. I've been playing around a lot with the darkest shadow, and it's a good idea to go away from the earth tones too and pick a more blue-violet. I, for instance, like to use BV20, BV02 or BV01 for the shadowing part. But I think these are too grays for me. I like the E70, which is kind of a brown tone with some purple in it, I think. I would explain it like that. Usually I pick the hair color at the same time I do with the skin color, but I'll go ahead and take one thing at a time. So this is our character, and this is my base tone. A good idea to think is when you're coloring, you don't have to fill out the whole skin area with this color. If it's a Caucasian person, a white person, it's a good idea to leave white areas. It makes the skin seem more real. So my light source come from this way, so I'll start in by coloring where I want my shadows, because I want to leave in the white spots. So this will be a shadowed area. It's just the tip of the nose and some of the bridge that will be white. Then I'm going up here, because the crease here will have some darkness too. And here, it's usually, sorry, from where I was, there will be some white here under the eyebrows, so I'm considering that too. Then the eye, underneath the eye there will be shadowing too, and behind the eye as well, because if you observe a real person, it's, it's increased here. There's like some sort of I have no idea how to explain it, but if you look at yourself in the mirror, you can see the bone structure underneath. It creates like a depth. I have no idea how to explain it, I'm sorry. Usually the cheeks serve some of kind of a white area. So I will, some of the cheek I will let be white as well. The lips I will color, because that's usually a good idea too. I will leave some of the lip on the lip here white, and this one is creating a shadow as well. You'll have a white, I'm sorry, I'm flickering around so much. You don't have to be like very fairy based here, so I usually mess up and have to color in some more, and I leave too little white spots, but it's okay. Remember, the hair is creating shadows as well. I usually use the base tone here as a practice before I go in and color with the darker tones. So you can see there's a lot of the stuff that I already did that I'm coloring over. So I decided not to have that. And I want this one, because you have hollow in here. You have a hollow, and you create it by your cheekbones. So, and I want this one to be like this, and a bit more like this. Then I have this. I wanted it to be a bit more wide, I can see now, but well, that's too late. But basically you just have to practice, honestly. That's what gets you the furthest. You can watch as many tutorials as you want, but you'll only learn when you play with it yourself. So yeah, the neck needs to... You can see if you only use like one color, it will become so dull. So it's very important to pick out at least 2. I would prefer 3 as a minimum, but I guess you can go by. But this is how we went down, and I think it's okay so far. Now I'm going in with the 00. I'm using my phone. Yeah. And for that I need to be a little more careful, because it's serious. Whoa. So yeah. Around the eye. Up here as well. I want here as well. I want the nose here. And the top lip. You don't have to color the bottom lip the darkest color, or second darkest. You can give some depth to it. I like to do that. I'm not gonna go the whole way here, just because I like it better this way. I like to define the jaw. And the very back here is the darkest. The further in you come this way, to the left, the darker it will become, because of the light source that I chose. And here will usually also be some sort of cast shadow from the chin. Yeah. I like how this is turning out. And here is where the weighted lines are gonna help me. You can see here, that means for me to weight the color to, so it's a good guideline to those. I like to drag it down here a bit, just to create some depth. Some here too, and I like to drag it out a bit more. It seems like it creates a more shadowy effect to the hair strings. Actually, I think I don't need the E11. At this point, I kind of want to choose between these two, because I don't feel like I need both of them. I think I'll go with the E70, because I really like this one. So yeah. I'll define the lines here at the bow too. In here where it's the very darkest spot because of the hair. Here too. Just here. Basically where I want the darkest parts. So you see, you don't have to stick with your first choice. It's always good to when you create art through the process to re-evaluate your choices. Because if you observe that it would be better not to pick a third color, or fourth color in my case, it's a good idea not to, instead of just sticking with it. Then I will take my lightest color to blend out any harsh lines. I'm sorry I'm turning the paper so much. I'm sitting very awkwardly. This one needs to have a new tip too. Oh, so many new tips. I have some at home, so I'm at my parents now, you see, so that's why. But as I said, the best way to learn is to observe. So pick out a lot of reference pictures. You don't have to draw after them, you just observe how the light is cast and such. This is our character, and I usually do the ear later on. I don't know, that's just a bad habit that I gone by. There's no particular reason, so yeah. I might actually want to use E11 in this case, because it's more shadowy here. And then this one. Then to her hair. I think I would like to pick out some brown colors for her hair. So we are gonna go with, let's see, E47, E57, I'm gonna show it in a bit, and E49. I like this combo. I'm gonna go ahead and pick something to have underneath, or my table will become ugly. Here we go. Like my place here. So what I will start off with is using the lightest color. I kind of want to warn you, because the way I color hair, I use up a lot of unnecessary ink, especially from the lightest color. And I know it's bad, but this is my way of doing it, so I apologize. So I'm just gonna use flickering motions. I want to leave in whiteness in her hair to create that reflection effect. Oh, Jesus. So it's important to make it flow, the color. What I mean by that is that if I started here, there will be some stain. It will become darker here compared to here. So I will color over it many times to get a flowing light of hair. I'm following my stains too, my hair stains. There we go. Then I will take the ends and join here. I usually end up with too little white in my hair for my preference. It's kind of annoying. Here it's important to remember where the light come to. So there will be here where the hair strain here, it will shadow the hair underneath. There'll be no white here. And the closer to the right, the more white there will be. So I can't promise that I'm gonna be able to make that. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. At least for that. Then over here there will be some reflection, but it will not be as much as here because of the shadowing. As for picking color hours for hair, I would go with whatever you think will match. As I said before, try out with color schemes and stuff like that. There's really no real guideline. I usually pick out my colors based on the way I look at the hand color chart. I usually figure out what I want my highlight to be, what I want my shadowing to be, and the base. And if I'm not sure, I will try it out on paper. I get color charts from, or inspiration at least, from Google too, from people who have shown their color charts. Though I say that it's unnecessary amount of color down here, it will look different because when you overlay the color, you blend those two colors together. And if I just miss out on doing this, the color difference could be seen. So I kind of like to do this, though it may seem like a waste of color, and it probably is, but it's to create a nice effect. This is what I mean. You can see here. You can see the stains. So I'm going to cover it up. We don't like to show mistakes. YouTube. It's important to have some kind of control over the flickering, or it will seem like random strokes here and there. As you can see here, it doesn't look quite good. But it's hard to control something that's so loose, you know? But it's okay. Just gotta try. I think I'm not gonna let any white in here. It doesn't seem appropriate. Anyway, even if it's not perfect, you may make it better or covering up by using your next dark color. For this is E74, What? No, I forgot how to pronounce numbers in English all of a sudden. E47. Sorry about that. And though it is lower in number, if you have watched my other videos, you'll know that for each 10th row, you can see from E40 to E49, the tone will change with each 10th, which means E40, the range from E40 to E49, is a more of a sandy, sort of beige, sort of a cool brown, as when you move down to E50, it's more of a yellowy range. So it's important to have that in mind too when you pick out colors. As you can see, the E80s are green toned brown. So keep that in mind when you pick out colors. This is my E57, and this is my E47. So you can see the E47 is cooler, but it's darker. And I kind of like this as a highlight because it makes the hair not too dull. I could go with this range, which is the easiest when you pick out colors. Just go from the same 10th row. Sorry. So I could pick out E44, E47, and E49. But I'm not too happy with the E44 as a hair color. I like a more orangey sort of tone to it. So that's why I picked this as a highlight. As I said, try out, play with the colors. It's very important to figure out what you want your hair or skin to look like. So play out on a white paper and create a palette. When you do the hair, everybody has this section that's divides the hair. You know, like a middle part or side part and stuff like that. You can see here, the hair is changing direction from here to here. So I kind of want to make the hair go like this from each side. So I'm a bit more careful with the flickering here in a darker color, because it's starting to take form more. It's important to follow the hair strains that you have colored out. So all the hair seems to have this harmony within it. So the strains of hair goes the same direction. I like to say that I'm no expert at this. This is just my discovering and my playing with the colors, what I figure out by using them. So I highly recommend that you try yourself. Don't just stick with whatever others do. Definitely find your own way to do it. You'll find preferences, and dislikes and likes within the use of Copics, because Copics are so nice. They allow you to do a lot of different kind of works, and yeah, so just go and play with it. Train yourself to use the color. You can see these two colors go well with each other. Jesus Christ. I haven't spoken English for a long time, so it's not it doesn't feel natural for me to speak English, though I am fluent when I don't forget the words, of course. But that's pretty normal. I forget words in my own language too, so that's just how it is, I guess. Yeah, I'm just using the same at the other side here. Oh yeah, guys, I was thinking to begin on to voice over my drawings instead of just playing music, because it seems more interesting, and a lot of other artists does voice over their art and explaining the process and how to use the colors and such. And I'm kind of considering doing that, but we'll see. I don't know yet. Right now I only have my phone as a microphone, so it might not be the best way to start. See, the hair really comes together now. I really like this way of coloring hair, though it's not very traditionally way to color manga hair, but I like it. This is the darkest color, E49. Let me see it needs a new one, I can see. I'm gonna use this for the darkest parts, which means the part here and just the very start of the hair string. Let's see. I want to use it here as well. Can you see it? Anyway, on here. Again, for where I pick out the colors is just where the shadow will go. If there's a hair string that shadowing the other hair, like here, and yeah, just the darkest parts where the shadowing goes, where usually hair are darker. Again, observe yourself in the mirror or use reference pictures. But just real life, it's really neat to sit on a bench or something and just study people. It's really part of being an artist, you know, to study people in the world. Though without being a creep, of course. Don't stare at them, just lightly observe them. That's pretty normal. It's incredible how messy I've become of coloring. I don't know, some days I have some periods or something where I don't know, for some reason it just seems so messy, more messy than normal. It's kind of annoying, even though I'm careful not being messy. I guess my hands just won't listen. And I guess this will be it for the hair. Yeah, I like that it's quite darker at the back. And it has some reflected light here. I like that too. So, well, we kind of missed her eyes. And I just realized now that I have forgotten to draw her pupil. Jesus Christ. No, it's not easy to not be native English speaker, and then there you go. I know, I will give her, let's give her green eyes. I usually don't. Yeah, I don't think I've ever drawn green eyes before. That's kind of bad. Well, I mean, I may have, without realizing it. So this is a process that I'm not familiar with, which means that I have to figure out a whole new base of colors. Oh yeah, Kurosaki was green-eyed, right? Yeah, I did draw green-eyes before. Anyway, I don't remember what I used. So question is if I'm gonna do a very unnatural green eyes or more natural green eyes. I think I'll go with more natural-ish, but still very, very green. I don't want them to be brownish. I don't know. I think I'll go with YG63 if I can find it. Here we go. And it's Young 70 here. And I will go with G99SA. This is our color range. And this is our person or character. So I always start with the lightest color. So I got time to figure out where I'm gonna put the darkest one. And it's usually down here. So you see. Oh, that was the darkest I just used there. Oh my god. Oh well. As you can see, it's not very it's not a big place to color the eyes. It's usually just a little bit. Anyway, when I shadow my eyes, I usually use, or I have come to use, W00 and W1, and I kind of like to go in with the A71 too. So I'll start with this, and I usually don't leave too much white in the eye, sometimes not any white even, because it makes the highlight in the eye seem even more highlight-ish. And then I will just, oh wow, that's soft tip. So many tips I need to change, and it may be too dark this eye actually. One sec. So as you can see, my coloring has been very messy here, and that is why I like to cover it up with a Jelly Roll pen. This is from Sakura, Japan. Sakura, yes. Just here at the ear, and here too. Maybe not there, actually. Here. And here. Anyway, what I wanted was especially here. And maybe some highlights here and there. Yes. You can use this on the hair too. Many does that. That's quite neat. So this is our character. I hope this was somewhat helpful. Yeah. I'll do more tutorial videos if you guys want me to. I have plans to do so anyway, so yeah. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll see you on next Friday. Have a good weekend. Bye.